What if the strongest man who ever lived was losing a battle no one could see? He could tear a lion apart with his bare hands, break an army with a bone, rip iron gates from the earth, and walk away with them on his shoulders. But inside, he was searching, hungry, unseen. This is not just strength. This is the story of a man who could defeat anything, except himself. Stay with me, because by the end, you might not be looking at Samson anymore. You might be looking at yourself. She had prayed for years, not casually, not occasionally, desperately. Every month, hope. Every month, silence. In the village of Zorah, she learned how to smile at other people's miracles, while quietly burying her own pain. One afternoon at the well, a young mother laughed as her baby cried. "You're lucky," she said. "At least you get to sleep." She meant no harm. But some words don't need to be cruel to cut deep. That night, in the open fields, the woman fell to her knees. No audience, no dignity left, just tears and dust. Then the air changed. Stillness, weight, light. An angel stood before her, radiant, unmistakable. She couldn't even look up. "You are barren," he said, "but you will conceive." A pause. "You will give birth to a son." And then, something stranger. "No razor shall touch his head. He will be set apart from the womb. Not normal, not ordinary, chosen. He will begin to deliver Israel from the Philistines." 40 years. That's how long her people had lived under oppression. 40 years of fear. And heaven's answer was a child. When he was born, they named him Samson. Samson. And from the beginning, something was different. Not just his strength, his presence, like something inside him was waiting to be unleashed. As he grew, that power surfaced. Sudden, violent, unexplainable. The Spirit of God moved through him like fire through dry grass, but strength matured faster than wisdom, and that would cost him everything. One afternoon, walking alone through a vineyard, silence broke. A lion exploded from the shadows. No warning, no weapon, just muscle, teeth, and instinct. Any other man runs. Samson didn't. Something surged inside him, not fear, power. He stepped forward, hands met fur, muscle, bone, and with raw force, he tore the lion apart. No crowd, no applause, just breathing. Heavy, hands shaking. A secret glimpse of what he carried. But power doesn't guard the heart. Desire doesn't ask for permission. And Samson, he wanted what he wanted. He saw a Philistine woman. Wrong people, wrong place, wrong path, didn't matter. "I want her." No hesitation, no reflection, just impulse. And that moment, that was the beginning. Not of love, of decline. At his wedding feast, Samson posed a riddle. Simple to him, impossible to them. The Philistines panicked, so they found his bride. Threats, pressure, fear. "Get the answer, so we burn you and your family alive." So she came to Samson. Tears, pleading, soft words. Day 1, he resisted. Day 2, he laughed it off. Day 3. Something shifted, because even the strongest man still wants to be understood. He gave in, he told her. And just like that, trust broke. Silently. Completely. Time passed. Tension grew. And one day, he stood surrounded. 1,000 men, weapons drawn, no escape. This is where most stories end. This one begins. The Spirit rushed him again. His eyes changed, his breath slowed. He bent down and picked up the jawbone of a donkey. Strange weapon, impossible odds, perfect moment. One strike, another, until the ground was covered. 1,000 men, gone, and Samson stood alone, victorious, unmatched, and still unchanged inside. Then came Gaza, a trap. They locked the city gates, iron, massive, immovable. "We'll kill him at dawn." But Samson didn't wait for morning. Midnight. He walked to the gate. placed his hands on it, and lifted. Metal screamed, earth cracked, and he carried the entire gate uphill. A message to his enemies. You cannot hold me. But there was one thing he could not escape. Then came Delilah. She didn't rush, didn't chase. She studied him, listened, learned, and then she asked the question. What makes you strong? He smiled, deflected, lied. Again, again, again. But every lie got closer to the truth. Because deep down, he wanted to tell someone, to finally be known. Night after night she pressed. Soft voice, gentle touch, persistent questions, until resistance turned into exhaustion and exhaustion into surrender. If my hair is cut, I lose everything. Silence, then sleep. Peaceful. Unaware. That betrayal was already in motion. The razor moved slowly, lock by lock, strength falling to the ground piece by piece. When he woke up, he moved, like before. Expected power. Expected fire. Nothing came. Only weakness. Only silence. And in that moment, he knew. God had left. They didn't just capture him, they erased him. Chains, darkness. And then, they took his eyes. The man who saw everything clearly now saw nothing at all. Reduced to grinding grain in circles, day after day, the strongest man alive, moving like a slave. But something was growing. Not fast, not dramatic, quiet. His hair, yes. But more than that, his awareness. For the first time, he saw himself clearly, and it broke him. So he prayed, not loudly, not proudly, just honestly. God, remember me. The temple was full. Thousands gathered. Music, laughter, mockery. Bring him out, the fallen hero, the entertainment. They placed him between two pillars, the foundation of everything. They thought it was a joke. They thought it was over. They were wrong. Samson placed his hands on the stone, cold, solid, final, and whispered, just once more. No speech, no performance, just surrender. And God answered, not for pride, not for revenge, for purpose. Strength returned, not like before, stronger, deeper, final. He pushed, stone cracked, dust fell, voices shifted from laughter to fear. The ground trembled, and in one final act, everything came down. The temple collapsed, thousands buried, and Samson with them, in death. He did more than in life. But that's not the point. The point is this: he was chosen, but undisciplined, powerful, but unguarded, surrounded, but alone. So now the question isn't, how strong was Samson? It's this: what is the one thing you refuse to control that is quietly controlling you? If this story stayed with you, then it was never just his story. It was yours. Before you go, answer this honestly. What is the one thing you keep holding on to that's quietly holding you back? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. And subscribe to Faith Flicks channel for stories that hit deeper than entertainment.